I said I would do a video about puzzles, mainly from the viewpoint of old school Dungeons and Dragons, but in reality you could use these in a variety of different games. So let's start. Well, you come upon 2 doors and 3 statues. Oh, the 3 statues will speak to you. Only one of the 2 doors are safe, the other one isn't. Might lead to like a total party kill, the bad one. So you can ask one question, the statues will tell you. You can ask only one of them one question. That's it. That's your only opportunity. They'll answer you. That's all you're going to get, and then you choose whatever door. How does that work? Okay, there's one statue that lies, one that tells the truth, and one that gives you a random answer. I'll give you a solution, at least one that's credible for the players if they play it right. Well, if they ask the truth teller, right, if they don't hit the random and they ask the truth teller, tell me what another statue would say to me. Like, how would they answer it? Well, the truth teller will tell you that they would lie, or they would tell you to take the wrong door. Whatever door they would tell you to take, reverse that and take the other. If you talk to the liar and you ask, what would the other statue tell me? Which door to take? Well, they're going to do a double lie. They're going to lie. But you could just reverse that and still get the right answer. The only risk you're going to hit is if you hit the random statue. That will just give you a random answer no matter what question you ask. So the players, if they play it smart, will ask one of the statues to say what the other statues would say, and most likely just reverse the answer. They're just going to hope they don't hit the random one. The reversed answer should get them the right door, and they could safely move on. Simple puzzle, and it works. The colored gem door is the next puzzle. The party comes upon a door, one that if they play their cards wrong, a trap could go off. It could seal the door, it could kill them, it could hurt them. I'll let you decide that. Well, how is this going to go? There's gems in the door already, but there's some empty sockets, right? There's a blue one. There's a yellow and black one. Right at the bottom, there's an empty socket. Seems to be an arrow. Something like, pointing beyond the door. What would you do? Well, on the floor, on the ground, would be a red gem, a green gem, and a white gem. Red would go up beside blue. We'll call it red fares blue. Green goes in between yellow and black, and the white one goes where the arrow is. That's a sign to begin the path. If they put them in the right sockets, the door opens. No problem. You could even potentially give hints somewhere, wherever, however you want to do that. If they don't put them in right, if they just experiment putting them in wrong, it could set off a trap, right? There could be more than one trap. They do it wrong, the gem falls down, a trap goes off. Maybe there's something else they can do too, right? Maybe the second time is when it seals the door shut. Simple puzzle, I know. But not all puzzles are really all about just playing with the mind. Sometimes it is just a guessing game. This is a simple one, but it works. It stalls them. It stops them. Right? And if not, they have to come up with some alternative way to get beyond the door. Unless, hey, that door is just sealed and they got to move on. Imagine coming upon a door and there's like a face. Right? We'll call this one the talking mouth. Oh, it will say, if you can say my name, if you know my name, I'll open up. Right? But basically it's going to stay sealed if the characters can't figure out what the name is. Oh, they'll get a chance to guess, right, what the name is, and there could be clues on the way in. Maybe some writing on the wall earlier about a name. Who's that? That name is going to be important. However you had them find the name, they should have already encountered the name before they get to this point. They might not line it up right away. They'll have to remember they picked up some random name somewhere. It's for this. If somehow they say that name wrong, that's going to set off a trap. Maybe like a fireball. Maybe something really bad. Maybe instant death. But if they say the name properly, that they picked up earlier, you better hope they remember. Or they better hope they remember. If they get it wrong, or they can't remember the name, well, either the trap goes off and hurts them, or they just can't get by that door. It's important when you put puzzles in like this, that for them to move forward, if it's necessary for your campaign, try not to lock it in this way. Have them still have an opportunity to backtrack and get the name if they have to. It's risky, wandering monsters and everything else. So they better hope they pick up the name and remember the name, and they can line up that random name with this situation. If they can, they get through no problem. If they say the name wrong, right, then they're in trouble. So the way the name is meant to be said, remember that. Put that detail down for yourself. They better be appropriate with the way they pronounce the name. If they don't pronounce it correctly, it could set the trap off. Could be a fireball, could be instant death. I'll leave that to you. Then there is the room with the invisible maze. You know, if they step into the room, or if they pay attention to something, they might notice floating dust. They might throw an object into the room and it bounces off what seems like nothing. Once you enter the room, it's like a timer starts, right? You have so long to get to the other side. All the walls in this room, because it's going to be a maze, are invisible. And they got to figure their way out through the invisible maze. Timer is, if they don't get to the other side, it seals the room shut. And then maybe even sets off a trap. Right? So it's not like the doors are automatically sealed off or stopping them. It's a timer thing. They got to realize first off there's invisible walls. Maybe they'll walk into them. But the walls can't be seen. And they got to figure their way out around it. And they'll have so much time to do so. And if they don't get around it, who's ever in the room gets sealed in. Doors slam shut. Doors lock. Maybe a trap goes off. Okay, what about a room where you walk in and there's a door sealed on the other side? And in that room on the wall, there's like, say, 10 levers. Right? And there's nothing explaining anything. This is all experimentation. They see the levers, there's a sealed door on the other side. They're probably going to guess they have to pull one of these levers to get that door to open. Maybe one or two of them will open the door correctly. One for sure will, reset the levers. Right? It will put them all back in place. If that one's pulled, it goes back up with the others. Right? So that's a resetter. But some of the other levers are traps that won't open the door at all and will hurt or could even kill the characters. There's no hint, no nothing. Either they get lucky and maybe there's only one lever. They pull the right one, the sealed door on the other side opens up. If they pull the others, trap goes off, and after setting off a few traps, they might pull one that resets all the traps. Resets everything. Right? Now what do you do? And what if the levers then become random? So what would have maybe opened the door before at reset, now it's going to be another lever, right? It's going to switch up. Oh, we know these ones are traps. We can, that sets off a similar trap now, right? Reset. It's all about experimentation. Puzzles are puzzles, figuring it out, right? It's like having the puzzle where you're trying to get out of the lock. It's not like somebody writes this stuff down for you. So it's random. It's a lot of experimentation. That's what makes puzzles dangerous. You don't always have to worry about giving some weird hints going in. The mouth one is an exception with the name. But a lot of times, puzzles are just about no guess, or no, you're not really informed. You're at the stage of guessing, sorry. You're not informed about the puzzle, right? There's no like, oh, what do I need to know before I get there? No, you get there, and then you're playing a guessing game. Okay, this is the mirror reflection puzzle. Oh, it's not a hard one. This one's pretty simple, but it just might eat up some time for the characters. And we got wandering monsters and everything else around, so they can't be in a place for too long. They walk in, there's a locked door. At least it seems like a locked door. And mirrors, right? Some type of puzzle here. What do they got to do? They have to figure out, it will take them some time, maybe they can figure it out quick, to move the mirrors around until it shows them the proper door, reflects the proper door, and makes the fake one disappear. Once they see the proper door, that door will be sealed, but it will unlock once they spot it. Now they can move on. It's a time delay thing. In a dungeon, that could be very important. The more you get delayed, you never know what's going to happen. Okay, here's the riddle bridge, we'll call it. A small bridge over a big opening, right? Somewhere where you can't just simply jump across. It's a big pit. Oh, this can be in a dungeon, just like a path. But the riddle bridge, it's going to ask a question. Well, what walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs at night? Okay, let me tell you the answer. Humans. Or people. You can say people, given it's a fantasy world, but it's a baby in the morning on all 4s. An adult in the afternoon on 2 legs. Old person at night, 2 legs and a cane. So, that's a simple puzzle. And if they fail to answer it, that question, if they give the wrong answer, the bridge disappears. That access point is gone. They got to figure out another way over that large pit. The chessboard floor puzzle. So they enter maybe a large room and the floor is like a chessboard. Well, here's what the players have to figure out. They can move maybe like a knight or a bishop, or maybe even both. They can move like those pieces on the board, and if they move like those pieces, they can cross to the other side of the board safely. If they step out of line, lightning strike. Or some type of vicious type of attack like that. Something that hurts the person that steps on the wrong spot. Violent. It could even be instant death. But you might want to be nice and go with a big strike. Right? Zap them every time they step on the wrong spot and force them back onto a spot where they can stand if they were a knight or a bishop on the board. Again, puzzles aren't something that are always going to be a riddle or you need some pre-information before you get there. It is a guessing game. Players are there to experiment and find out. If some player in the group knows chess, this is going to be beneficial if they can understand the moves either a bishop or a knight will make. And if they can figure that out, that's no problem. That's player experience. They can apply that and move across safely. Okay, here comes the meanest one you can run into a dungeon because resources are so important. This one could be an important door that you could put there where they can get through because there's nothing really stopping them other than giving up some form of resource. We'll call it the sacrifice door. They have a choice. Maybe the sacrifice door needs blood. Now, cut open, that's a loss of hit points they got to give up before they can move on. That could be vital for whatever's going to happen next. That could be the answer. Or maybe they need to sacrifice a magic item to the door. The door is going to demand that they give up something before the door will open for them. It could be a magic item. It could be leaving behind treasure. Like so much gold. Or what have you. Trust me, when it comes to this type of stuff, resources in the dungeon, depending especially on the situation, it's going to be painful to give up a magic item or lots of gold or even health, depending on what's going to happen next. The door will not open until something is given up. There's no big puzzle here in that way. It's a simple puzzle. They just got to give up a resource it's going to demand. Maybe it won't tell them what resource it wants. And it won't open as they give up their health, their blood. Oh no. Uh-oh, okay, so someone's hurt now. Or maybe they say, here's a magic item, and it destroys the magic item and says, that's not what I wanted. Oh, that's brutal. Or imagine you offer gold, the gold vanishes, disintegrates, whatever, and it says, no, that's not what I wanted. Either way, it's going to be one of the three, we'll say, right? And either the party gives up a magic item, health meaning blood, or gold. They do that, they get through. Either way, it's going to be a loss of resources. But they're guaranteed to get through. It's just going to hurt to get through. Okay, there you go. And I hope this teaches you. I really came at you with these puzzles because I want you to learn that puzzles aren't something where it's a pre-made thing where you need information before you get there. It's a guessing game. It's always a guessing game. If players are like, is there some hints to figure this out? There doesn't have to be. Nope. That's not how puzzles have to work at all. You can have the answer with no hint anywhere for them. You put it in front of them, there's no answer, they got to figure it out. That's what a puzzle is. It's a gambling game in many ways. They're dangerous. This is what makes them dangerous. It doesn't matter how experienced a player is when it comes to puzzles, right? It really doesn't. It all can be backwards. You could even say on the chessboard pieces that they can only move up to a certain point as a knight, and then they can move like a bishop. Or maybe they can't even step on those pieces at all. Maybe it's another piece. And you could change it up every time. So even if a player who knows chess, he might say, well, I can move like a knight, but what if he can't move like a knight here? Zap. Death. It guarantees that the puzzles always work, even against experienced players. That's what makes puzzles very valuable in a dungeon, right? Because it doesn't matter how many times people come across them, they gotta face some pain. Okay, I hope that helps you. And I hope it inspires you to start using puzzles. I see a lot of guys out there dismissing puzzles. Oh, I don't bother putting them in. What do you mean you don't bother putting them in? They're fun. They're fun. And they're crazy. Right? And they can cause a lot of heartache for the player characters. For the players. Right? They really can. And they can be diddly. Right? A lot of character death can come from puzzles. Or just resource damaging. Hit points loss. You never know what you're going to lose in the process. Okay, there. I thought that'd be a fun video. Cover puzzles. Cover traps. We've done some combat. Who knows what's next? But I told you I would do this. I hope this helps you. And I picked these out on purpose. These are puzzles that should teach you a lot about puzzles, period. And help inspire you even come up with your own ideas. Right? These are principles of gameplay within these puzzles. I won't be too direct on what that is. I'll let you figure it out. But these are all important. There's more out there if you want to dig up, search, go through that. Good luck, right? But these should help you come up with your own ideas at the same time. That's really the aim here. It's not for you to go search out other people's puzzles. It's to give you a lineup of puzzles that give you a variety of ideas that help you come up with your own, let alone the popular ones that are already out there. Okay, I love you. Talk to you soon.